Good morning, everyone. It's been a little while. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since we've done one of these kind of European time zone Rubber Duck Thursdays. So glad to be back with you all. Um, hello, everyone in the chat. Where are you tuning in from? And what are you working on? Always love to know what you're kind of building. Because it's just inspiring to kind of see all of the fun things that you are working on. So yeah, please let me know. And hi Key, yes, the countdown is for Rubber Duck Thursdays, so we're back. So good to see you. So hi Nike, Ibrahim, hello, Rahul, Yasmin, Aditya, Daniel, Linda, Sinan, Trikantha, Avan. There we go. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Well, I've been away for a little while, so I'm kind of still catching up on all of the things that that have kind of been released from GitHub. And of course, we had GitHub Universe, 2 weeks ago, was it? So I figured let's do our normal thing. We're going to go through the changelog, see what kind of releases have happened over the past few weeks. And then I thought I'd take us back to a project that we were working on a while ago around MCP servers. And an MCP server that we built to kind of play games, to play tic-tac-toe. And I thought we would just explore some of the latest things that have come out around custom instructions and Copilot custom instructions, custom agents, and some of those things as well. And actually, because I've been away, I've been updating a load of my personal projects a little bit. And what I have found is when I'm kind of doing some dependency version updates, I've also been using Copilot to help me when I'm getting issues and errors upgrading as well along the way. So I got one that I want to show you of that in action, and hopefully we get through that. So yeah, that's kind of what I had in store for today. So how does that sound, folks? Does that sound good? What else is on your mind? What have you been working on? Have you been playing with all of these kind of new features that have come out? I just saw, I think yesterday, was it? What day are we today? We're the 20th. So 2 days ago, Gemini 3 Pro also came out in public preview. So we've got new models that we can go and play with as well here today. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what you've been up to, what kind of tools you've been using, how you've been using them, and what's going well, where is that kind of friction, and we can talk about some of that as we go here as well. So I can't remember who I said up until earlier, so let me scroll back up. There we go. So we've got Amna, good morning, Nikhil, good morning, Joseph, Daniele, Zamani, Masara, Pranav, Samir Marat, Yasmin, I think we shouted you out earlier. LinkedIn user, hello world. I don't see your name, sadly, but hello world to you too. Praveen, Brenda, Emil, Naga, Tavel, Arya, Havan from Columbus, Ohio, working on a tiny recursive, is that modal or model? Modal, I think, that uses forward injection into layers of the LLM, creates better reasoning, and actually interesting. Albert, hello. Dean, you've been considering how bots can help maintain some personal GitHub repos. And I guess when you say bots, you mean AI agents. And, there's also Dependabot and things like that as well that can help you maintain. So, yeah, it's interesting times, really interesting times. Thoughts on Google anti-gravity? I'll be honest, I've not really looked at it. I've seen some of the announcements around it, but I haven't really looked yet. So need to go and have a look. So thanks for the question, LinkedIn user. Joseph, more about MCP. Good. Well, we'll be covering a bit of that today. Derek, hello. Islam, hello. Havan, use Git Copilot on Visual Studio Code, starting using anti-gravity. Okay. Yeah, because I guess, what was it announced yesterday or a couple of days ago? I don't quite remember. Hello, Hasib and Tom. Quack indeed. Rubber Duck Thursdays, we are back. Paul, we're hoping to upload a larger specification to GitHub Copilot mod faces. They've been replaced by Copilot spaces, but the space is very limited in size, less than a megabyte. Great question. I haven't seen what the latest is with Copilot spaces. Again, I've been away for a little bit, but I'll pass that feedback on to the team. So thank you for flagging. And I'll pass it on to Copilot Spaces team. So I'll make a little, gonna write that down because I know what I'm like. If I say something and it's not written down, it will completely go out of my mind. So I have written that down. I will pass that on to the team a little bit later. Right, let me see. No worries, Paul. Dean, yes, both. So dependable configuration options, but also wondering how AI agents can be created and what tasks they could perform. Cool, okay. And Hasib, I have an idea to become on GitHub. I'm not sure of your question there, Hasib. If you could rephrase, that would be super helpful. Islam, problem in GitHub, can you help? Well, as long as it's not a sensitive and personal question, feel free to put it in the chat and, let us know. And maybe myself or someone in the chat might be able to help. Yeah. Bahavel, I'm not sure actually on the answer to that one. It might be worth just reading the terms of service around things like that because, it should really be, I guess, for your development workflows, not like just general automation and compute. So take a look at the terms of service, I would say, for that one. Victor, hello. And Samir, there we go. Great. Right, let's move on ahead. Let's jump into the changelog. Let me know if it is clear enough, if it's big enough, if it's readable, because I can zoom in and make sure that, everything's good there. So looking back over the last week, what has come up? Well, managing Copilot coding agent tasks in Visual Studio Code is now possible. And let me just also bring up the banner here. Where did I put the banner? The banner is gone. You're looking for something, it's like the needle in the haystack. There we go, there it is. So gh.io/RDT for Rubber Duck Thursdays /changelog. Then you can go and check out all of the latest GitHub releases there as well. gh.io/RDT/changelog. So managing Copilot coding agent tasks in Visual Studio Code. Good, thank you, Yovan. Readable, good. Alaska time, wow, Chris, very early for you. Remgu, hello. And great, good. Thanks, folks, for jumping in and confirming that. So yeah, you can now track and manage Copilot coding agent tasks without leaving Visual Studio Code. I really like this. You've almost got like this little hub now where you can kind of manage your agents, including, codecs, the CLI agent locally. And the last time I streamed, we didn't have the Copilot CLI agent, so that's great. And then, of course, the Copilot Cloud agents and then our kind of chat agent then as well. So we'll take a look through those today, but it's just this nice little hub where you can go and manage all of these pieces, and then you can, manage where you prefer. So whether that's on GitHub, whether that is on VS Code then as well. So yeah, good to see that one. Very pleased about that. New GitHub Actions OIDC token claims. So if you use OpenID Connect, effectively it's a way to kind of verify based on some kind of tokens. Someone is who they say they are. There is a way that you can use GitHub Actions and use kind of short-lived tokens to authenticate to, say, a cloud service like Azure, Google, AWS, HashiCorp services, all of those kind of things. And you effectively trade a token from that service provider with the GitHub action, and then that's how the authentication happens. So you don't need a long-lived password or something like that. It's kind of trust-based. And there's kind of configuration on both sides to make sure that trust is in place. So it looks like now there's an additional claim that is included as part of that OIDC token. So you can now trace tokens to the exact job and compute that execute the request. Great. Implement least privilege policies, reduce secret exposure risk. Okay, so having that property just gives you a bit more, I guess, granularity to check what what is requesting that permission there. So great to see that. It's very cold here in Washington, DC. Do you have coffee at your spot? It is very cold here in the UK as well. I myself prefer tea, being British. But yeah, definitely get something to warm you up. The temperature has gone quite cold, hasn't it? Right. Let's move on to next one. So GPT 5.1, 5.1 Codex, and 5.1 Codex Mini are now all in public preview in GitHub Copilot. And actually, I have been playing with Codex models a little bit. And I'm sure we'll try them out a little bit here as well. But yeah, you can see here where all of these different models are available. So different versions, depending on which kind of mode you're using, whether it's chat, ask, edit, or agents, and also which editor you're using then as well. Of course, if you're an enterprise user, so Copilot Business, Copilot Enterprise, you might need to get your admin to go and enable those models for you. So be aware of that. So there is that one. New models. Configure Copilot coding agent, I should say, as a bypass actor for rule sets. So now you can allow Copilot coding agents to bypass certain rule sets effectively. That in a nutshell. So, for example, you can enforce rule sets like requiring commits to be signed, but then you can say, for example, that the coding agent can then go and bypass that. So that again is a nice quality of life update there. Fine-grained permissions for Copilot usage metrics now available. So there's an enterprise role, view enterprise Copilot metrics. You can now access Copilot usage metrics API and dashboard if you are assigned that role. So again, good quality of life in terms of permissions management there. Let me see. Fine-grained permissions, block repository admins for installing GitHub apps on their own now in public preview. I really like this. Again, this is one of those things that I guess, repo admins have been able to do for a while, but now it's this kind of governance piece that organization owners can now do. They can kind of put that block in place. So that's in public preview. Better control which users are allowed to install GitHub apps across their repos. Any user with admin permissions, including outside collaborators, could install GitHub apps. The requested repo level permissions. Now you can prevent repo admins from installing on the repos they manage. When the settings enabled, only org owners will be able to install apps on the organization repositories. Great. So strengthen governance, etc. And there's a new option for GitHub apps under member privileges. So that's where that is now. So good to see that. Lots of good quality life updates coming out here. Billing date standardized to the first of the month for self-serve credit card metered enterprise customers, now generally available. Okay. What else? Improved enterprise license consumption reporting for outside collaborators, now generally available. So some improvements there in the CSV export. Good. Migrating repositories with GitHub-owned blob storage is generally available. So if you used the GitHub Enterprise Importer to migrate your repositories to GitHub Enterprise Cloud, there was a time where you had to kind of use your own blob storage, I think with like maybe AWS or Azure, I think, from memory. But now there is a GitHub-owned blob storage that you can go and use here now, and that's generally available. So takes some of the headache out of that, I guess. Next up, MCP registry and allow list controls for VS Code stable in public preview. Great. So MCP registries, of course, have been kind of a big focus area when you think about governance of MCP for a while, and this idea of allow listing and discovery. So great to see that. So that is now set up in VS Code stable. So registry servers appear in MCP servers sidebar panel. Registry only policy activate block servers that aren't on the registry at runtime. Clear policy messaging there as well. Looks like Visual Studio supports internal MCP registers configured in github.com. Okay, cool. So again, if that's of interest, take a look through that changelog. And then a few other bits here. Copilot coding agent for Eclipse is now in public preview. So if you're an Eclipse user, great to see that. Plan mode, which I will definitely be showing at some point today, is now in public preview in JetBrains, Eclipse, and Xcode. I've been a really big fan of plan mode in Visual Studio Code. It's just amazing how that kind of iterative process works in terms of shaping a plan, handing off to an agent to then go and implement it. So, it's kind of spectrum development there. GitHub Copilot Next Edit Suggestions is now in public preview for Xcode and Eclipse. And this one, again, I'm a big fan of. Isolated sub-agents for JetBrains, Eclipse, and Xcode now in public preview. One of the big challenges we've all had with AI tools as users of, developers of AI tools and kind of consumers of AI tools is this idea of context and kind of context bloat. And you've probably heard of this term context engineering, because you want the right context to be in that kind of window of information that the large language model is kind of working on and understands. Anyway, sub-agents help with that problem in Copilot, because you can almost get like a sub-agent to work on a specific kind of subtask, and it's not filling up the context window of that main kind of agent, chat agent, for example, that you're working with. So really, really like that. I've seen already just some good benefits from that in my own kind of personal projects that I've been running there. So great to see that. Unified codes to cloud artifact risk visibility with Microsoft Defender for Cloud now in public preview. So it's Microsoft Ignite. And yeah, it's been announced that there's an integration between Microsoft Defender for Cloud and I think some of the security features of GitHub there as well. Yeah, I'm not too close to this one, I'll be honest. It's one I need to dig into. Probably won't do that today, but again, good to see these integrations happening. Custom agents available in GitHub Copilot for JetBrains, Eclipse, and Xcode. We will absolutely be talking about custom agents today. Again, it's one of those things that I'm a big fan of, and I've got some ideas of how we could potentially use them. Yeah, I'll hold that for later. Auto model selection for Copilot in JetBrains IDEs, Xcode, and Eclipse now in public preview. So auto mode is a mode where, well, there we go. We'll just go and open it up and I'll show you. So auto optimizes for model availability, currently routing requests to GPT-5, 5 Mini, 4.1, Sonnet 4.5, and Haiku 4.5, depending on your subscription type. So when you do that, you can see which model was used. You stay in control. You can switch between auto mode and a specific model, and it respects your policies. But the nice part about that is if you use auto mode, you and you're on a Pro Plus, Business, or Enterprise, you get a 10% discount on your model multiplier. So effectively more premium requests there. So good to see that. And what else have we got? A few more. Enhanced MCP OAuth support for GitHub Copilot in JetBrains, Eclipse, and Xcode. So if you are a user of Copilot in one of those IDEs and you want to use MCP with OAuth, which of course is a big, big feature from a security perspective, good to go and put that in there. So go and try that out. Gemini 3 Pro in public preview for GitHub Copilot. We'll probably take a look at that a bit later. GitHub Copilot CLI, new models, enhanced code search, and better image support. Again, we might have a chance to look at Copilot CLI. There has really been a lot launched since I was last streaming. So again, I've been away for a little while, I know. And then CodeQL 2.23.5 adds support for Swift 6.2, new Java queries, and improved analysis accuracy. Oh, tongue twister there. But there we go. So Swift 6.2, Rust adds support for the Actix web framework, extends support for MySQL and MySQL Async. C#, traces support for the .NET CLI. Yeah, cool. And again, there's quality of life updates for several of the languages there then as well. Good. Oh, my camera's frozen. Thank you, Shirley. Once. I'm back. Hello. Sorry about that. The camera still freezes, sadly. It's something I need to go and look into. I might just have to switch out my camera, or maybe streaming card that I've got, possibly. But anyway, let me go back over the chat. But Celia, I've seen you in the chat, so thank you for the warm welcome. I'll get back to your message in a sec. Is it possible to make changes on code on GitHub after pushing it from the local machine? It depends what you mean, Samir, but, yes, absolutely. You can push code up to GitHub, and then you can make changes to it after the fact. But the whole point of Git is that it's a version control system. So once you've made that change, it's in the history of those version changes, if that makes sense. There are ways that you can rewrite the history and change the history of repositories, but that's normally quite a dangerous thing, because if you do that and you're working with a team of other developers, then it causes problems with everyone else who's working on that repository. So it's generally not something you'd want to do in terms of rewriting history and things like that. But if you want to make updates to your code, absolutely you can go and do that. Just think of it like a timeline and like a snapshot. So each time you make a change and you kind of commit it, that you stage your changes, you commit them, that is a snapshot. And you can keep doing that process. You don't have to keep pushing up to GitHub. But when you push to GitHub, you've then got it stored elsewhere. So, if I had an issue on my machine or something like that, then it's stored elsewhere for me. So that's kind of the difference. Hope that helps and makes sense. Let me bring that down. Fabiano, good morning. Hovan, yes, exactly. One less thing to manage for sure. Joseph, currently working on a developer activity tracker that would cut down on the time used to fill project tracker boards. Hopefully can work with you guys in the future. I'm sure there are many people who'll be happy with, less kind of tracking of things like that. I'm not a big fan of admin. I don't know any developer who is. Let me know if you are. Hi, Pavan, Fabrizio, try the Gemini extension on VS Code. Cool. Jovan, Azure makes exactly. Nicholas, good morning. Salvatore, buongiorno from Salvatore. Oh, hello. Let me look. Hello. And Surly, yes, Mr. Reddington. Hello, I am back. I'm doing okay, thank you. I'm doing okay. Had a bit of time out for a little while, but I'm back, and glad to be with you all. My favorite community here for Rubber Duck Thursdays. So glad to be back to do some rubber ducking, some probably breaking things live, I'm sure, and making mistakes as we go. But that's how we all learn. So glad to be back. Thank you for the warm welcome. Can I activate your student accounts? Islam, what I would say for that is raise a support request. I think if you go to the GitHub education page, I think there may be a route that you can do it from there, and then they'll be able to help you with that. So that's what I would recommend there. Let's see, Liam. Yes, there are many exciting releases, which is why I'm like, I think we'll get to some of this stuff today, because there is just so much. There's just so much. Great, Emmanuel. Glad to have you with us as well. Samir, no problem at all. Great. Well, thanks everyone for the great interactions and the great chat there. So, it's time to get coding. And what I figured is we're going to go back to an old favorite of ours. We're going to go back to our turn-based game, MCP. And I've spent a bit of time this morning because, again, I've been away for a little while. So I spent a bit of time patching a load of the Dependabot version updates and things like that and getting those all there. So if you take a look at the repo, you will see that, an hour ago, I merged a load of different things. And if you are interested in taking a look at that repo, let me just find my short link. I believe this is it. Let me just check. Yeah, cool. It is that one. There we go. So you are welcome to go and take a look at that repo, fork it, raise a pull request, for example, etc., etc. So yeah, go and take a look at that repo, and I'll go and bring that banner down now. There we go. Christopher, I am not sure of that answer, I'm afraid. So how do you build RPM packages for Mageia using a CI? If I'm not mistaken, you can't use Mageia in a CI. Am I wrong? I'm not familiar with Mageia. Mageia? Not something I've used, so not sure if anyone else is able to answer that question. But yeah, I guess if you could do something in a headless way, then in theory could be possible, but I'm not familiar enough with what you're talking about there, I'm afraid. So yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so turn-based game MCP. Let me just show you what it is. We'll get rid of that here. Oops, where did I put mine? Oh, I know where I put it. Here we go. Oop. Oh, we're going all over the different desktops. Here we go. Right, so just to recap, because it's been a long while since we talked about it, I built this kind of MCP server that effectively allows us to go and play games against an AI agent using the Model Context Protocol. So, of course, we're going to be using Copilot for this. And all of the moves, all of the kind of decisions that it makes are kind of coded already based on like algorithms. It's really the fact that the MCP server is able to understand my intent, or rather the agent can understand my intent. Then the MCP server provides tool calls to call APIs to make the moves in the game. So that's what's going on. So if I go and bring that one up here, I will say something like, let's play a game of tic-tac-toe. We should then get a tool call there. So there we go. We are creating a game. So yes, I'm going to go and allow that tool call. And let's go and set up your tic-tac-toe game. So I'll need a few preferences. So it's going to be hard mode. Who wants to go first? I'm going to go second, I think. We'll let the AI go first. And my name is Ducky. Let's say Ducky. There we go. Right. So now as I go over to my browser, you can see we've got this new game, hard mode. It's the AI's turn. It's going to go join. So it's the AI's turn to go and make its move. So we need to go and allow that tool call. I'm just going to allow that to run in this session, this play game. So it's going to go and make its move, basically. There we go. Right. So now, if I go across here, I'm going to go and take the middle section. And there are some things which seem to have, kind of changed and broken a little bit. Although actually it might be because I'm using Codex here. Actually, let me go and start my checkpoint. Let me go and use a different model here. Let's use Sonnet 4.5. Because Codex, of course, is very focused on terms of coding pieces rather than a more general model. So wait for player move. There we go. Right, so it knows that I've made my move. Good. Now it's gone and made its move. Yep, it did play the top there. Just trying to see what it's going to do. Right, let's block it there. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely something I need to change because it used to be that I had this kind of wait for player move would automatically trigger after the game is played. So it would kind of have this loop rather than me having to keep prompting it. So anyway, that's fine for now. We can fix that later, no problem. Let me try allowing in the session, seeing if that helps actually. So we'll wait for the player move. Good block. Let me make my move. Okay, I'm going to go there to block you. And you can see, it's just this kind of natural language way of interacting. I'm not saying, please make your move. It understands what it's got to do. And it's giving us that state back. Because this is the beauty of these kind of tool calls, is we're passing in an input and we're getting an output back. And the large language model is kind of interpreting that, understanding that, and able to render this in the chat here as well for us. Oops. And again, I've got some limitations because in play game, I don't think I let it right now make a move on behalf of the player. That could be a nice way if we just wanted to play using chat, for example, and then switch to browser mode as well. So there's things that I can improve there as well. But there we go. Looks like it's going to be a draw. And I assume... Christopher, no, I'm not aware of a way to kind of subscribe for like a longer period of time, like 10 years for GitHub, unfortunately. Might be worth raising a support request, though, and seeing if that's possible. Because the team might know something that I don't. But otherwise, I'd love to learn a bit more what you're thinking. Kind of what would you want to subscribe to? Just so I can pass it on to the right teams. Let me know. I've written that down. Okay. So anyway, you can see that this is what the MCP server does. You can go and play a game effectively. Now, what I want to do, I'm going to switch that back to Codex here. I mentioned that I've been looking through and fixing my dependencies because we've got some older dependencies here. And there was one that initially passed my CI, then I merged some other things, and then I got some CI failures. And I used what I'm about to show you a fair amount, actually, on a number of my personal projects as well. So if we just take a look at the CI, see what's actually going on. It looks like there's some kind of type check failure here. So I guess between those version bumps, something in the SDK has changed in terms of the properties or the way that we're typing or something like that, and is breaking my CI pipeline. So that's what's going on. Nothing too surprising to us devs, right? We've probably all seen something like this in the past here. So Dependbot's raised a PR, it's in main, and I figured I'd show kind of what I've been doing with my personal projects on here as well. So let me just zoom in. Oop. There we go. So can you take a look at the open PRs in the repository? One of them is failing CI. Switch to that PR's branch, run npm install to align with the dependencies in that branch, and implement a fix for the issues found in the associated CI checks. Thanks. So I basically said, right, one of my PRs is failing. So imagine I had a list of PRs. Let's switch to the branch, run npm install, because of course the current dependencies I have installed are older versions, so it works right now. We want to be on that latest version. And then identify what's going on and fix it, please. So let's go see. Let's go see how it does. I'm just going to also stop the server there as well. Right, allow reading the details of the active pull request. Well, there is no active PR, which it will probably, I guess, try and find. Yeah, there we go. So it's considering what tools it needs. There we go. Now it's querying. Hopefully it wasn't looking at all. There we go. Oh, why did it not find anything? Total issue 0. It did find it. There we go. So number 37 was the PR, as you can see. And now it's creating 4 to-dos. So it's gathering PR context in the branch, it's diagnosing the failure, implementing the fixes, and documenting the results. So git checkout PR-37. It's good to me. Right, and now it's running npm install to get those latest changes from the Dependabot version bump. Cool. And by the way, everything that you're seeing here, you can kind of go and expand and see what's actually changed, what's going on there as well, in terms of the terminal output. And if you wanted, you can also get to that terminal output here as well. So you can see what it's kind of doing there. And you can see it's running at the same time. All right. So it's, let's see what it's doing. Reviewing CI and JSON formatting issues. Show that. Right, it wants to run the tests first. So we're going to go and run that. I'm just going to unplug this light because it's doing a bit buggy there and flashing. Right, so it's running the build. Good. We got a build failure, the same that we had in CI. There is a type issue with elicitation. It doesn't exist. So now it's going and investigating that. So you can see how, you know, something like that. There we go. Let me go and allow that. There we go. Better. It's, you know, something like this is kind of the drudgery of what we have to do as devs sometimes. Is kind of investigating what things have changed, how they've changed, why. There we go. I guess it's reading some of the information about the types there. Yeah. So now it's kind of looking at how we've implemented it. Oh. So I did this a little earlier, and it did fix it, but it's going down a different route this time, which is, of course, the case with AI, that it's non-deterministic, can make mistakes. So what it should have done is added an experimental property for us. So let me try. I did change my prompt, in fairness, to what I did earlier, so maybe I've added some confusion here. I'm going to try again. Let's just try with a different model. Let's try the Gemini 3 Pro. You know, it's just come out. I haven't actually tried it with that yet. So let's see how that goes. Hey, Team Craziness. Yeah, I am back. It's been a while. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. let me catch some of the comments there whilst we're doing that. Using GitHub Copilot to create a utility to parse and validate a Markdown document. A list of Twitch coding streamers. Use Copilot to write a parse to convert it to JSON and validate it in F#. Want to create a C# Blazor web front end so people can search it and add developers. Nice, that's really cool. It's been fun. However, Copilot tried to run some Python scripts it created, and when I asked why it was doing that, and F# in the project, it replied to me, "You're right, I got sidetracked." I think in scenarios like that, what I find silly is really making sure that you're crisp in your Copilot instructions on what it should be doing. So make it clear, say this is an F# project, a Blazor project, or whatever project, and this is what you should be writing. Things like that just help it stay on track is what I find. So hopefully that helps. Right. Well, yeah, there's no active pull request, so let's... yeah. So found the PR in the first one. Tried to open the active pull request, assuming that it was already open in VS Code. Okay, fair enough. It didn't know that. I didn't tell it. It might make the assumption that I'd already opened it. Okay, we're running npm install. Testing the workspace build. Okay, there's our error. Type mismatch. Don't know if it's part of the cloud agent thing craziness. We're just using chats and agent mode here locally at the moment. But I'll just go and switch back. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, it's not on the cloud agent there. So VS Code and agent plan, ask and edit mode, github.com, GitHub mobile, iOS and Android, and GitHub CLI. So yeah, not there, I'm afraid. Let's see. Right, so it's reading the... it's going through the docs. It's doing the exact same update. Fascinating. Didn't do that earlier. I think my prompt might be throwing it off somehow. What did I use? Implement a fix for the issues found. Are you sure the elicitation property should be removed, or was it moved elsewhere? We have elicitation capabilities in our MCP. If needed, please research using the mod. Or read the again, I'm being more specific in my request here because I know what the fix is. But this is where I've said it so many times before, but that prompt and that context that you pass in is really important. And so I probably wasn't clear enough because in theory, fixing it is, yeah, we've removed the property, the type check's now passed. But of course, we need elicitation defined there because, that's a feature that is used. Asked it to create a Copilot instructions file based on everything we discussed, and then asked it to spit anything product specific to it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Sally. Sounds like you're on the right paths there. Let me just try this then. Because I'm convinced that won't work. Can I... That's Trillium. Fix or adjust or improve it. Exactly. You mentioned something like. Anyway, what I'm going to do, because we've got tons to kind of work on today, I'm just going to do it manually. It's now in this experimental where it was earlier. Has it updated the package version? No. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. The and then let me go and update that. You won't. Yeah, let's try that. There we go. Oh, what was I assumed that it picked up the correct branch name. Okay. So was it because it just didn't actually use the correct branch? That was kind of the problem all along, maybe. You know what? Third time lucky, right, folks? Let's try this again. Let's be super specific. Take a look at the open PRs in the repository. Let's be even more specific. PR 37 is failing CI. I think the property has been moved elsewhere. And let's switch to main. npm install it again, just to go back to that older version. Yeah, we had Team Craziness, exactly. We've ran npm install, yes. Yeah, I've done that in the past where I'm like, oh, this all works. And then you do it and it doesn't actually work because you didn't run npm install. Easily done when you're kind of switching between branches and open versions. Right, searching for pull requests. Found PR37. Great. Good. Nice. Now it's going and checking out that correct one for us. Oh. There we go. Nice. Allow. So now it's changed the branch for us. Good. It's running npm install. Good, done that. Let me just check. So SDK-1.20.2. App model. Yes, it's 122.0. I'm guessing that it. Oh, that's why. Oh, no, it's not, sorry, because I rebased. So I assume that the version is actually 122. So it's just the title's out of date. So that's correct anyway. 122.0. So we're doing what? 5 minor version bumps, I guess. Okay. Because, yeah, we're going from 17.5 to 1.22.0. Okay. good. So there's the issue. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so it's also doing the same thing. Interesting. So look in the file structure, locate the list input. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wonder, I didn't clear out my node modules. I wonder. Let me see. Oh, that's the correct version. Okay. Okay. Do you know what? Maybe it was correct all along. There's only one way to find out. Let's try and let's run a build. We'll stop the existing server. Maybe. Boop. How do I... Oh, I know. I can go into file here, can't I, and stop it here. There we go. Because that's still there. Okay. Right. Now, let's try again. With dev MCP. Just check we don't get any issues. And 0 errors. Okay. Interesting. So maybe it was right all along. Maybe I was wrong, which, again, great. Let's play a game of tic-tac-toe. Is it running? Okay. Which, okay. No output. 11:25. Yeah, that would have been started just now. And it's got a elicitation here. So I guess the SDK changed and we no longer need it. Okay, I was wrong. I shouldn't have doubted Codex earlier either, apparently. Cool. Okay. Well, we can stop that running because that's good enough for me. Server, we'll move that. We'll update the package lock there then as well. And then we'll commit and push those two. Great. Now if we jump back to the PR, we should hopefully see our start of the base branch. Really? What went up on main since then? Nothing. Weird. Anyway. I do not expect us to get any conflicts. Famous last words. Do you know what? Let's just do one final thing. STK. I like this. It's going and fetching the releases page. Meanwhile, while that's researching, how are our checks doing? Great, checks all passed. So once we're comfortable here, and by the way, I don't auto-approve the web pages, but it's viewing because I kind of want to see what they are first, because obviously if there was a web page that it viewed and it had some kind of prompt injection on it, then there's the potential for it to then take that in. So I always want to make sure that I'm kind of looking at what it's requesting to view. Right, based on my research, client capability in our survey, you do not need to define that service. Okay. Ah, there we go. I think that's the key part. Oh, no. It's default values of like the things that we send. Got it. Okay, I guess the spec has changed along the way. That's fine. That's good. So that looks good to me. So the answer here is I should have trusted it all along. Okay, seems to work. Oh, okay, I'm moving. Good. Go and merge that. And now that's in there. Nice. So, thanks, Promise. So yes, the intent is that we do these every Thursday. Just haven't done them a while because I've been away. There is also another session that we do at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, America, with my colleague Cassidy. She's back as well. So she does those times. And the recordings are available on YouTube. They're also available on LinkedIn as well. So you can go to the GitHub YouTube page. You can go and find it there. Or you can look at this event that you're watching on LinkedIn now. And you can see it there afterwards as well. Okay, so that's done. So we've got a couple of things that I need to work on security-wise, but that's fine. I suspect I know what that is. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to move across to my fork. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to sync my fork with the upstream. I'm going to just switch them around and use my fork version. Cool. Because I want my fork to be the playground. I don't want to kind of use the main upstream as my playground for this stuff. So first, let's npm install, given that we updated the packages and everything. Looks good. So I want to show a little bit for the next kind of 20 minutes or so around custom instructions, custom agents, and a few other bits. But before I do that, I'm just curious. npm update, if we just do that. So the npm install removes that peer true line, okay. Just where I've had a few package bumps, I'm just curious if we need to, yeah, we need to update that log file. There we go. Right. I'm just going to do this on my main branch and my fork for now, just to see how that changes. Let me just check that it's definitely my fork. Git mode, get URL origin. Yep, nice. Okay. Let's close all those because we don't need them. Oh, I shouldn't have closed that last one. My bad. Let me open that back up. Go. And I think I'm just going to go to Insights, Dependency Graph, Dependabot, and get it to rerun by checking for updates there. Cool. And we'll see what happens there. All right. So let me talk about custom instructions and custom agents. So custom instructions, there's kind of two types. There's the kind of general custom instructions, and then you can have more targeted instructions as well based on paths and file paths, I should say, like a glob kind of approach. Custom agents, you may have known them as chat modes in Visual Studio Code in the past, but now it's a concept which is kind of translating across the different IDEs, across Copilot Coding Agents as well. And really, it allows you to specify the tools that you want, the kind of prompts that it should think about, the large language model that is being used by default, handoff points, for example, sub-agents that you might use as well. Yeah, exactly, Surly. I think the terminology changing names, is I guess one of those things where we're still in this kind of rapidly evolving space. But chat modes uh, are or custom agents, I should say. Maybe I misspoke a moment ago, so that might be my fault, to be fair. But you've got your different modes here. So agent mode, plan mode, ask mode, and edit mode. But you can create your own. You used to be able to create your own custom chat mode. Now it's called a custom agent. And this is where you can go and configure those, or rather, you do it in a folder. If you're interested, the page with more info on this, the blog post, is this one. I'll go and put that in the chat. There you go. Should be coming through. And Surly, to your point, the $10 a month, that means you're on Copilot Pro. So you will get access to Copilot coding agents, so that kind of cloud agent, unlimited agent modes and chats with GPT-5 Mini, unlimited code completions, access to code review, and these other models there as well. And you get 300 premium requests. With those premium requests, so the custom agents you can still use, as far as I'm aware. And again, I'm coming back after being out for a while. There we go. Yep, custom instructions and agents. You can use those. And it's just a way for you to kind of tailor a little bit. Like imagine that you had your own agent mode in VS Code. So back to here. You had your own drop-down with its own set of instructions with a subset of tools. So as an example, let's add a plan for, I would like to add a 3D version of tic-tac-toe. Make a plan to allow the user to toggle between 2D or 3D as they wish. They should be able to move around the view in 3D mode. So you'll see that this is different. Oh, and I'm getting some strange UI issues there. Let me try that again. Yeah, maybe let me try. I think. All right, let's try that. What is the URL? I'll just bring that back in a sec here, Surly. Let me just finish this thought. There we go. Weird. Things like that happen sometimes where we just need to go and reload the view. But anyway, right, we'll go and let that. Oh no, I switched out of plan mode. Sorry. Plan. Go. Cool. Oh, I'm gonna. No. I'm in the wrong VS Code. We want to be in this one. I want to be on my fork. Go on, Chris. Come on. You got this. Right. Let's see. Take that prompt. Go back to plan. Pass in haiku. There we go. Okay. Now, back to your question, Surly. What is the URL? I will go and paste that in the chat here as well, just so you got it. There we go. Right. Let me bring back where I was going. There we go. Cool. There's more, Swizz. We stream across YouTube, across Twitch and LinkedIn as well. So we've got people across all of those different pages there. Platforms. That's the word. Yeah, no worries, Sally. No worries. Okay, let me bring my screen back up. I'm going to try with Gemini again. Ah, I see, Swizz. So plan mode is different. I'll show you the blog post here as well. This one is definitely worth a read. I put it in the chat a little bit earlier. But it kind of talks about this agent hub that we've now got in Visual Studio Code, where you can now get the codex integration, these agent sessions then as well. It talks about the planning agent. And this idea of a handoff, which I'll show in a moment. I'm pretty sure you can even go and take a look. If you configure custom agents and look at the plan one here, we can actually see how that is defined. So if you're interested, you can go and take a look at that. But this is effectively how we would go and create our own custom agent. So this is kind of the prompt that is being passed in to make this work on the right-hand side. So we'll allow and review that. Nice, here we go. So notice here, yeah, add 3D tic-tac-toe view, introduces that using React 3 Fiber. Not familiar with that, actually. Install 3D dependencies, React 3 Fiber. Oh, okay. It's just, I guess, a wrapper for React for that. Implementing the board. Yeah, orbit controls, nice. Right, further considerations. Use simple geometries, box, torus, cylinders, MVP. I want circles and crosses. Nice, okay. Now what I might also do is just switch to Claude Sonnet 4.5 and say, can you review the plan? Are there any areas of ambiguity? Because what I found when I'm using Sonnet is it asks a lot of questions back in terms of, can you clarify this? Can you clarify this, etc., etc. There we go, like this. So it helps you really get that spec in a good space. No pun intended with 3D here. So let me see several areas of ambiguity. Okay. One, in the sidebar component, please. Two, and the view preferences. That's default to 2D, but oh no, let's handle page refreshers. Because that would be really jarring as a user experience, I guess. Should there be preset camera angles? Yes, preset. Oops. Just leave the board. Okay. open. Do what makes sense. 5. Hover state would be great. Please disable state during AI terms. Having some kind of effect, e.g. confetti, would be fun in 3D. We should also have way of indicating the current term above the board. Optimize for desktop for now. Let's get an MVP first, because this can be very complicated, I'm sure. Install the latest of each package. Can you relay the plan to me again in full? Oops, there we go. So this is a custom chat mode. So you'll notice that it's different to how agent mode works, because it's not going ahead and kind of making file changes and things like that. It's, really thinking about where are those areas of ambiguity, what are the things that I want to go and consider there. So then what I'll do. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. 2. Sounds good. 3. Sounds good. 4. Yes, this is very important. Sounds great. Sounds good. Please point it to the plan again. So I can put it that. Cool. Oh, it's done the I already proved that first one. Anyway, yes, let's do that. 2, let's do that. 3, let's do that. 4, yeah. 5. Yes, please. I think that clears up the spec, right? Give me the plan, 1 file at a time. There we go. So you kind of keep iterating on what that spec looks like and that plan there. For whatever reason, it keeps asking those same questions. But anyway, what you can then do is you can click on this button, Start Implementation. Now, this is an example of handoff. So you'll notice that it changed my chat mode here, and it put in this prompt of Start Implementation. That's what the handoff is. It allows you to go and do that. And you can send automatically as well. Maybe we'll look more into that next week, possibly. But instead of implementing it, I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm going to say, can you write up the full plan into a Markdown document, please? I want to hand it off to my team, another agent. Thanks. And the reason I do that in agent mode is I believe plan, if memory serves me right, doesn't have the ability to write. No, it doesn't. So, yeah, we need to go back to agent mode for that one. Does anyone own a rubber ducky? Oh, Gareth, yes. Liam, Siri will tell you lots about the rubber duckies that he owns. Liam, after implementing your app with AI, will you review the entire code? Yes. Super, super important, because it's the co-pilot. You are still the one in control. This is why we have things like builds and tests and linting, quality checks, etc. But of course, manually review that as well. I typically do that as I'm bringing in the code into my code base and kind of directing it in a way that makes sense. And if I need to rewrite it, I do. Sometimes I'll use AI to help me refactor and change things as well. It just kind of depends what's needed there. Right, so here we go. This is the full plan. Very detailed. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm just going to clear that chat. I'm going to keep the file, and we're going to navigate over to our agent sessions view. I'm going to go to Copilot CLI agent, and I'm just going to say, and let's go to Claude Sonnet 4.5. Or do you want to go Codex Mini or Codex? Let's try Sonnet 4.5 for now, and then we can do refactoring with Codex. Can you please implement There we go. So you can either use this mode like you've got with the kind of chat view here, or the one that I actually kind of like is you can do it in the terminal as well. Do you use a specific method or tool for reviewing code? I think it just depends on what your practices are, really, Liam. You know, code quality, regardless of whether the code is AI generated or from another, you know, developer, we should always be reviewing that code. So, you know, making sure you have that good quality bar and that good quality gate is important, regardless of how you're bringing that code in. Implement 3D tic-tac-toe implementation. I think that's the full name. Oh, implementation plan. Uh-oh. Tic-tac-toe implementation plan. There we go. Nice. Oh, actually, I might need to update my CLI as well, because I remember in the change log, there was an update, wasn't there? So, give me 1 sec while I do that off screen, just to make sure. Yeah, no worries. I'm glad it helps. Right, now, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. That's definitely a different version. Right. And let me just check what's available on the releases. Yeah, 2 days ago that one came up. Good. Okay, so let me go and bring that back. Oops. That's the one we want. There we go. Right, implement 3D tic-tac-toe implementation plan. Go. Now, of course, I could then carry on doing some other stuff in the background if I wanted. You know, I don't. I think with the terminal, you have to keep it open. So, you know, that's fine. Right, install the dependencies. I should probably change my branch first. There we go. Sure. I think we'll dig into chat modes a little bit more next time. Sorry, custom agents. I'm still calling them by the old name. Custom agents next week, because we'll need to wrap up kind of soonish. And then we can look at custom instructions as well, and kind of some of the techniques I've been using on some of my personal projects. Like, for example, I've got a custom instructions file about writing custom instructions files, like very meta, and just keep on trying to bring in these recommended practices and documenting them there. I only did that, I think, over the weekend, maybe. Um, but yeah, it was something that I was like, I wonder if this will bring some value and yeah, change how I guess those files are generated and improve them. So always experimenting. I think that's the thing. To some of the points around how to use custom instructions, custom agents, methods for reviewing codes. It's just continually experimenting and just being open to trying things out. That's kind of what I find, really. So let's see how this goes. And obviously, be careful about when you're approving things to run for an entire session. Given that this is in no way connected to like anything production or, it's not. It's in my fork. It's separate, etc. I'm fine with approving that. There we go. Right, so tic-tac-toe. Join. 3D view. Oh, here we go. I like how it's integrated it actually into that same panel as well. It's nice. And let's have chat mode open as well. Oh. There we go. And let's play tic-tac-toe game. There we go. Great. I'll allow that. Oh. Interesting. We've definitely got some regressions here. Which I will need to go and fix. Okay, sure. And now it's gone and done that anyway. Yeah, we've got some regressions we need to go and fix. Did it go and make my move for me? Oh no. Oh, there we go. Okay. So it was the AI's move. Fair enough. And again, I could go and approve these throughout the session, which I probably will do on the next time. And this is pretty cool, right? Like, look at what I prompted it and look at what we've got. Like, we've got this ability to make... Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to check if the confetti thing works. Let's create a new game of tic-tac-toe, please. You can go first. My name's Chris. Let's make it easy, please. Cool. And notice how it's taken in the inputs there. Allow that. Did I say I'll go first? Oh, you can go first. Great. TBE. TBE, 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 TBE. There we go. Sweet. Right. Now we want to win. So let's go in the middle. People move. You'll go. Allowing this session. Good. So then. it, I'll allow in a second. Please don't go and block me. Oh, why did it do that? Is it actually playing easy mode? Like, is it randomly getting the right spaces? I feel like this is an easy mode. I feel like I've got some bugs. Oh, there we go. There's these particle effects going on anyway. I won. Oh, I won. I didn't even see that I got a diagonal. There we go. I won by chance. But that is cool, right? We've got these kind of little, let me zoom in, these little kind of sparkly, floaty, confetti type things. It says you won, and you can click and drag to rotate, scroll to zoom. So, there's obviously things that I need to go and improve, but this is why I really like plan mode, because it helps you think of the things that you maybe weren't as clear about. And I seem to be getting better results by using plan mode, is what I'm finding. But again, you've got to experiment. You've got to try your own things and see what works for you and what makes sense. So there we go. That was what I wanted to cover today, kind of. I did want to do a bit more around custom agents and Copilot instructions, but there's only so much we can do. So we'll carry that on next week. We'll carry on building this stuff out, and we will try some custom agents, some custom instructions, and start looking at how the custom agents work across, things like Visual Studio Code, across things like Copilot coding agents as well, and how we can kind of use those across those different areas. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. We're back. We're going to be doing this regularly again every week. So please do come back if you've enjoyed it. Please let other people know as well, because it's absolutely this interaction that we've all been having in the chat. That is the reason we do this. It's for all of you and for kind of showing these, how these things can kind of get built and work. So thank you again. And I will see you next week, folks. So take it easy and see you next time. Bye for now.